Hello, my T-spiracy people. Wrong one. Whoopsie. Smell justice in the air, and boy does it smell good, right? Guys, thank you for being here, especially on such short notice, because I like to live life on the whim here, and sometimes I don't schedule my live streams in advance. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. You never know what you're gonna get from AZ. Well, I'm so happy to see everybody here. I'm happy to see you all in live chat before we get started. I'm just happy, okay? Is anything wrong with that? I don't think so. Because you know what? In one day, we got a twofer. Okay? Lucky us to have a twofer. A 2-for-1, that is. We got justice for Johnny Depp. Amen to that. And we got justice for all the people that, Natalie Kennett played out. Because let's keep it 100. This girl, where'd she go? Hold on. She is the OG of Planet Double Downtown, you are here. She light years away, my people. Light years away, okay? So, yeah. So it was such a wonderful thing to wake up this morning. Hold on, I got to get this off here. It was so wonderful to wake up this morning and roll over, wake my child up for school, grab my phone, hop on Twitter. Boom! What do I read? Natalie Kennett has been arrested. She's been released. Okay. But just before we get started here, for those of you who are still convinced that Katie Joy from Without a Crystal Ball is somehow Natalie Kennett, you're sadly mistaken. And, I can see why people would think that if you haven't really been able to keep up with this story like some of us have. I can completely understand why some people think that. However, contrary, my friends, it's not her. So what I'm going to do real quick here is I'm going to show you who she is, right? And then, and then we'll just watch her for like a minute or two, just so you get an idea of who she is. And then, I invited some people to come on and talk. We got a little creator summit. If you're a creator and you wanted to come on this stream and, I pulled a sidetrack Sally and maybe forgot, I'm sorry, okay? Don't be mad. Don't be mad. I do these things, okay? I know that a few of you have, gotten links, but I think I got people who would want to talk, whatever. Charlotte and I never ended on good terms. However, this has to be a fine day for her. And if she's around somewhere and would like to say something, she's more than welcome to. Stacy Bobbles, she owns Boardwalk and Park Place Planet Double Downtown. Yeah, she gonna have to sell that shit to get some, some legal, advice maybe. Because you know what happens to people who cut out little pictures of disgusting photos and then put kids' heads on the bodies. I don't care if it's a sticker. I don't care if the stick is crooked. I don't care. It's nasty. There's no excuse for people who take children's pictures and put them on disgusting images for their own shits and giggles, okay? I don't care if it's not in 1080p. I don't care if it's a crooked sticker. It's wrong. It's disgusting. Your intentions tell me everything I need to know, right? I'm sorry. When you go to court, I know I said I was going to play the video. 1 second, all right? Just give me a second, okay? Listen. When you go to court Like let's say Josh Duggar. Let's use Josh Duggar for an example. Do you think that Josh Duggar stood in front of the judge or whatever and was like, yeah, I looked at the stuff, but you know what? Like, it was like a real bad editing job. So like, tomato. You think I can walk? Like, no, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. So let me just put that out there. Okay. And anybody that does defend this nonsense, you obviously need a culty hammer, bang, bang, for your culty toolbox. I didn't make the rules. That's just the way it goes, okay? So with that being said, let me bring up this video. Here we go. Because, some of you have never seen this person. You don't even know who this person is or what they look like or what have you. And I know you're out there. I know I'm going to be all up in your hard drive. But let me tell you something. That's your own fault, okay? Miss Natalie Kennett. And I ain't even calling you unicorn today. Today your name is Natalie Kennett. That's right. Natalie Dawn Kennett. That's right. You aren't a unicorn today. Because today we're about justice, all right? And you're not supposed to have any goddamn electronics. So if you are up in my chat and you got like your 19, you got your microwave, you got your tablet, your phone, you got all your people, all of the people, all 879 and a half of them, stay out of my chat. You breaking the law, right? Catch me if you can. You fucking gingerbread man. All right. I cracked myself up. Okay, here we go. Okay, let me silence myself.
Hi, this is just a little update from me because I'm sick of the bullshit being started in the community. I'm sick of people like Shen's pork chop, even Saltz to a degree, saying shit about me without the facts to back it up. So I'm just going to put out a little video, and this is just a little update. Feel free to do your own research and believe what you want. I don't particularly care. But this is how it is. So yeah, I live in the UK. I live in West Midlands. Where do we start? I don't know how I came into that community, the anti-KJ community. I can't go that far.
Oh, we got an Ursula up in the chat. Hey, Ursula. Hey, I've heard of her for half a year. I had no idea. I'll be here for the replay game. Shared and happy you're covering this chick. Thank you, Ursula. Under the sea. I'm sorry. I'm being a... Nice to see you, Ursula. Glad I could help. I'm sorry. You tell me you didn't laugh, though. All right? Yeah, sorry, guys. I'm going to continue. Thank you, Tyra.
Back, I don't remember giving the declaration. I was triggered out in December of 2020, and I come back to body like March 2021. And so I was in and out for the majority of the year. I don't know everything. I don't claim to know everything, but the things I do know, I've got evidence in a Dropbox, and it's all been handed over to be confirmed with like the authorities. So I come back it was like the end of November time, and I saw online that I was being accused of 1, creating CP, like child pornography, which is disgusting. 2, sending it to people and posting it on Twitter. 3, of having like hundreds of sock accounts. 4, apparently my system gave a confession in August, and I'm going to go over that in a minute. 5, I was accused of swatting someone, which I've basically been told is that I supposedly sent police to Salt's house to have him arrested.
For those of you who are unaware, when she talks about all this stuff, I supposedly did this. I supposedly did that. Yeah, because girl, you admitted to it. I don't know if she ever admitted to the sending teams to Salty's house and stuff, but hey, Callie, low on cash, but use some towards some Dells. Callie, I remember you. I remember our Dells conversation. Thank you. That's so kind of you. I definitely am looking forward to some Dells. Thanks, girl. Nice to see you here. So Nat claims to have dissociative identity disorder, aka multiple personalities, aka probably not, aka I don't know, aka there's no goddamn excuse in the MF world that will make me go, oh well, she's sick. No, because you know what? There are plenty of mentally ill people out in the world. It does not mean that this is okay. None of it's okay. You can be mentally ill and a huge creep at the same time. Just saying, it's not an excuse. And this is what she did. She would admit to these things. She would point fingers. She would point blame. She would then take it all back and pretend like it never happened. And then she would make excuses and say, oh, well, I have DID and I'm a unicorn. I'm a little girl. I have how many people did she have? 19 or something, guys? And listen, I'm not trying to come off as salty, because let me tell you something. I got mental health disability, mental health disorder, might as well be a disability. I got mental health problems too, okay? I'm not out here making CP, so save it. Oh, where did my backstage friend go? Come back, Kay, come back. I'm going to play a little bit more just to give you a better idea, guys. And then I have Kay Baxter here. I invited Unirock. I invited all kinds of people. It's a party. We're having a party. Right? 19 personalities and counting. Exactly. Where did it go? Madison says 19 personalities and counting. Kay Baxter, hold on 1 second. I'm just going to play a little tiny bit more, okay? Just a little bit. Because this girl makes my skin crawl. She does. She's a disturbed individual.
Killed or whatever. And then, oh yeah, to people and when emails to send threats to people. I know that I saw the Reckon and EKC's video, and I'm just going to go over some bits for that, because I think context really matters. So number one, I'll start with the CP. I've never created CP in my life. My system hasn't created CP either. We received it on email, and it was reported when it was received. In the year, even though I wasn't in body, it was still reported, because obviously it's a serious offence to even receive it, kind of thing. It's held on a private Dropbox, which is guarded by a PIN, but it was forwarded to authorities, like it was given over so that they could get to the bottom of it, kind of thing. Throughout the year, my system would give this information to Saltz because they trusted him. I thought, and they thought, that he was forwarding this information to the FBI. That's not true. That didn't happen. So when I saw that he'd accused us of creating this and putting it up of his own family on Twitter, I went to my local police and reported it, and handed things over. And obviously I wanted it investigated because I wasn't sure either way whether my system was involved with certain things with certain people, because I was getting...
Anyways, she goes on, you guys, to say that she handed it all over to the FBI, but then she said there's no investigation. Then she says, why don't you guys go out and try to obtain this information from the FBI? Go ahead, go do it. I would have been arrested by now. And she says that time and time again. Well, how come I've never been arrested? How come I've never been held accountable? I'm in the UK. Like I said, catch me if you can, gingerbread man. So, but a lot of her argument doesn't make sense, because then she goes on to say, do you think if there was really an investigation that they would tell you? Hi, Kay Baxter. Hi, Stacy.
Hi, Izzy. Hi, Stacy.
You believe it, you guys? Do you believe it?
I am so happy. It's such a happy day.
Oh, happy day.
I was playing Madonna
about
holiday song.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still laughing about how you said not everyone knows her face, because I'm thinking about all the stuff everyone else, like I saw more than her face, and it was way more than I ever wanted to see.
Oh my God. Do you guys remember that? Okay. So there was a period of time on Twitter where Nat was being attacked. She was becoming a victim. Everybody was sending her threats. You know, she was basically ramping up her own victim status to, I think she liked the attention. I think that's how all this started. You know, the hashtag I stand with Nat. Eventually, the girl, and she ain't gonna like this, okay? But listen, the girl actually shared a picture of her vajayjay on Twitter. Yes, she did. Yup, we saw it. I saw it. I'll never be the same.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She shared a picture of herself tied up completely with no clothes on and a rag shoved in her mouth.
Girl.
Oh, somebody told that was her fake our video, right?
Girl.
I'm so glad I didn't see it.
I didn't see that. I saw the vajayjay pic, but I heard about the other one. But I mean, I've never met an Amber Heard ass bitch that wants to be a victim so bad that they're willing to tie themselves up or to show pictures of their vagina and be like, I got hacked. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the level of depravity we're dealing with. But before I forget, Deborah Young, thank you. Thanks for all the background, Easy. Crazy, right, Deborah Young? Oh my God. Oh my God. And thank you to Jennifer Falk. And she is somebody that I really wish was here right now.
Me too.
I really wish she was here right now.
You know, she's celebrating somewhere.
I bet you she helped with this. For those of you who don't know, she passed away. She was a good friend, a moderator of mine. She was just like one of the most helpful people. She's somebody that Katie Joy Paulson accused of being behind this nonsense. And thanks to her, I have all of these videos of Natalie Kennett. I have all of them. And now that justice wheels are turning, I'm thinking about mashing them all together and putting them out there. But then again, I don't even want to give the girl attention. But then again, so many of you have not seen the insanity that is this girl. So I haven't really decided yet. But thanks to Jennifer, I have all of those. And I really wish she was here today. She is here today. But thank you, Deborah. I'm glad that that could help. Trio Monkey, hi. It's a glorious day when you can smell the karma that roasted a pig, a labus, and a gnat. It's a continue to respect. They continue to respect each other and argue like adults. Besides, T-Spiracy is adorable like this community. Thanks, Trio Monkey. Thank you. That's so nice of you. Thanks, guys. So, yeah, can you believe we got a twofer in one day? Yeah, at the end of the stream, I am going to talk a little bit more about Jennifer Falk. What I plan on doing is not crying right now and telling everybody that I'm going to send notes. I can't even talk. I'm going to send her children notes about anybody who wants to share an experience with her or how she was kind to you or what you thought of her or anything like kind and nice that you think that would go good for like this little scrapbook I'm going to send her kids. That would be cool. So we'll talk more about that at the end. I'll give out my email or whatever. So there's that. But yeah, it's just crazy. I can't believe that. Hashtag, by the way, where is Bobby? We don't know. Has anybody heard from Laurie Smith too? Well, since we're on the subject, because haven't seen her around either. I hope she's okay, you know. Anyways, Leon. Hey, Leon. So yeah, Natalie Kennett. Now, I wanted to ask Kay and Stacy this. I wanted to ask you guys, how do you think that we got here? Like, other than, you know, somebody that likes to play games and mentally torture people, like, do you think that very beginning of her, the hashtag I stand with Nat, which, by the way, fun fact, you guys, it's been 490 days since January 28th, 2021. That's when all of us, including myself, was like, hashtag I stand with Nat. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, I never did that.
I never did that either.
I just want to be sure and say there was none of that on mine.
100% positive I never did that. Go look at my Twitter all you want. You're on your own on that one.
I can't believe that I fell for that. I was one of the first people to sniff out her bullshit, but I was under the impression that Katie Joy was awful to this girl. So for all of you who don't know, briefly, everybody started to dislike Katie Joy. Everybody was going at her. All of a sudden, here comes this girl out of left field, Natalie Kennett. I still don't understand where she came from. I don't know if you guys do, but pops up out of nowhere, literally, and is like, well, Katie Joy was deleting stuff from the Tati Westbrook lawsuit, and I told her to stop, and then she threatened me, and then everybody was like, I stand with Nat, including myself, because I was dumb. And that's how it all started. So do you guys think that momentum is what you think?
Didn't she come from the DID community? Like, I heard she got kicked out over there for doing a lot of the same stuff.
She's been kicked out of several communities.
Yeah.
I think she was just...
Somebody reminded me when we asked her, I don't know if it's on my infamous stream, because I won't go back and watch it anymore. I'm so over it. But I guess she had said she came across Katie during the Micah Stauffer stuff. Now, I don't think that's true, but that's what she said.
I don't think that's true either, because if memory serves me correct, there was a point in time where she said she didn't know who Michael Saltz was or something along the lines of that. So I don't believe, it's hard to believe anything the girl has said. Now, this is, I'm interested to ask Unirok too, because this is where him and I seem to disagree. I think that he thinks that a lot of that Nat is motivated by people behind the scenes. I think that may definitely be part of it, but I think for the most part that she's the diabolical one that masterminds all this stuff. Because let's not forget, she went from not being able to work a microwave to having, I don't know, 800 stock accounts, and it's a fact that she had all those. So I don't know. I still can't connect the dots like Waxy says. And for all you people out here who have a problem with my girl True Ball of Wax, well, you can get stepping, because the lady is a kind lady, and she never said anything in case stream that was beyond the scope of anything that was wrong. She just said, I can't connect it back. But when you have people like EKC with Peace and Love, who are making excuses for this person, it makes you side eye them. Like, I'm sorry. Do you guys agree with me on that? Like, why would you make excuses?
You mean EKC?
Yeah.
I don't understand it. It was shocking to me the way she went to bat for Nat. And we all know EKC is going to make a video on this video doing a response.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least one, maybe three.
The entitlement translator, aka this is where I get to be a cold hard bitch and then hide behind what's it called? Satire.
Yeah.
Good for you. Anyway,
it's going to be? You guys weren't ever really mad at Nat because you're still being mean to me. So if you were really mad at Nat, you'd be happy right now and leaving me alone. Like, yeah, because that's how feelings and emotions work. We can only hate or be mad at one thing at a time.
I know. Black Koi Record says, are your mods blocking my comment for asking if this is the same Nat from KJ? Not good. Oh, you know what, you guys? Black Koi Records, I'm so sorry. That's my fault. I have her name blocked in my chat. I'm so sorry. I should have fixed that.
Just in case she decides to pop in.
I should have fixed. No, like I used to refer to her as Unicorn because I didn't want to give her attention. So I took her name out of my chat, Black Koi Records. I'm so glad you told me that because light bulb moment. I'm sorry. That's my fault, honey. I'm sorry. Like, that's me. I made it so like a while ago and I forgot. My apologies. So if anybody's writing the name Nat and it's not coming up, I'm a dingbat. I'm sorry. The Holy Spackle. Let's see. Where did it go?
How come I can't type in the chat?
Oh,
can
God.
you type in chat, Stacy?
I can. Can you?
I always use my other monitor to have the YouTube up chat because the comment one doesn't have a space for me to type in.
If you're on the StreamYard, if you're on the StreamYard one, it doesn't let you type sometimes. I know I have that problem.
That's so weird.
It is weird. You need to have.
Hi, everybody. I can't type to you.
Holy Spackle says, props to the women who took a stand against the monster. We took the risk, even if it was triggering, to say something and speak up. Props to the women who wrestled with this dark stuff. You are brave. Thanks. And that's the thing, right, Holy Spackle? I'm glad you bring that up because back when there were a bunch of red flags, right? In like Charlotte would bring it up, or I would, or Waxy, anybody, Julie, anybody besides Leslie. I mean, besides LB, anybody would bring it up, and they'd be like, "You're attacking a woman with mental health issues. She's a victim. How dare you?" Like, I got so many angry messages for even questioning it. Like,
oh, girl, after that, you can still read the comments on my stream where people are like, Kay's so mean to Nat. Why are you so mean to Nat? You were so rude to Nat.
I know.
Stop it.
It's crazy, right? Like, because you know what? In this day and age, this is the victim mentality. This is why it's, and I hate to say this, but this is why it's fun to be a victim. This is why people lie, because they get all that attention and they get all the warm and fuzzies, and this is what motivates people to be fake victims. It's sick. It is sick.
It really is.
Oh, I don't like it. Hey, Julie.
Hi, Izzy.
You believe this?
Hi, Izzy.
Hey, Mama Virgo.
Hi, Kay. Right, that's Mom's. That's all she's saying tonight. Hi.
I just want to say real quick, too, there was so many women that helped with this.
Oh, yeah.
More than what's being acknowledged. So many women. And I don't know that they want me saying their names, but just know there was way more.
Yeah, there were nights that we didn't even sleep, like especially in the beginning. Like as soon as we had like this this, I can't even describe it. Once we got a few red flags and like we kind of knew, right? But we also knew that if we had brought this, you know, up in the way we were talking about it behind the scenes, that like everybody would just run. They'd be like, F you guys, I can't even believe you're doing this. So we needed to make really sure and have evidence and proof. And so I'm here to admit it. I was the one who made the Look at Nat video because I needed people. Nowadays, I wouldn't do that. I would just be like, hey, take it or leave it. Here it is. I needed people to see what
Well, that
we
was
were seeing.
you.
Oh, that was me.
I know you're just telling us. Good video, though.
Oh, you didn't know that, Julie? I don't think I told
No.
anybody, like literally, but that was me. I made that video because I wanted people to see what we were seeing, and I needed people. I needed to, like, what is it called? Start a little olive branch, start a little flint, start a little something to get people to wake up. You know what I'm saying? Before we drop bombs on them.
Yeah,
I did that. It feels good to get that off my chest, anyways.
A lot of people helped, like Jennifer Falk did help, Mama T, so many others. Like it was a lot looking into it and stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of people did help and look into it, and we were all on there. So
yeah.
See, I never interacted much with Nat because I thought she was full of shit, but they were weaponizing mental health, so I wasn't going to say anything. So I came in at the tail end of things.
Oh, I did make it a stand with Nat, Ada. I did.
Me too.
So
like today I typed it into Twitter, right? I typed the hashtag into Twitter because I wanted to see what the date was that we all did that, right? Like I said, 490 days ago. And I was like, I was reading the comments, you guys, and I was like, wow, like seeing everybody, people that are in this chat right now, like seeing everybody like, I can't believe Katie did this to Nat. Like,
yeah, somebody's just wrote, can't wait to see Katie arrested.
I know.
See, and that's what gets me today is all these people still putting that Katie is Nat or Katie was still behind it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's mostly like backwards Bobby. Like she thinks that they're the same person. They're not the same person. I have at least 2 videos of her showing her face. And it's very scary because I know that you guys have seen at least one of them, right? On the panel anyways. You watch her talk into the camera and the way she speaks, you almost like believe her. The way she's very maniacal.
Yeah.
Like she's a mastermind at this stuff. So, you know, that's why I have a hard time believing that people are making her do it because I don't know how I don't know. I have mixed emotions on it, but
it's
and, you know, I find Katie annoying, but not in a million years will you convince me that she was working with someone who did that to her son's image. Like, no, that didn't happen.
No.
Can you tell us why the UK doesn't list charges? Data protection here, basically. Like, you know how in America you can look up people's criminal records and stuff like that. Unless it's in the news, you don't get that here. You can't look it up.
And in the beginning, I got this is what a mixed sleutherson I was. Okay, when Charlotte was really suffering with the nasty stuff that these emails were saying, and Katie Joy, like they were given she was giving Nat Kennett was giving very descriptive, detailed, very graphic ways of what she wanted to do to people's children, like disembowel them.
It was horrible.
Like, guys, it's not just like CP photos. There's so much more than that. Like, I'm coming to your house and I'm gonna burn you and skin you and like crazy stuff. That the most disgusting things one can think of. That's the emails that these people were getting, right? And I say, and I've always said, like, just stop opening the emails. Like, what? Because when I got a message that I was under the impressions Nat, and I'm still under the impression, I shut that shit down. Like, and that's what you have to do. And as much as she's not supposed to have devices right now, I firmly believe she's still going to be out there. Do you guys think that?
Well, there's somebody tweeting right now they think is Nat. So
yeah, I'm sorry, but the justice system is cap. Bail is free, so everybody in our goldfish can get out in bail. If you end someone's life, you can get out in bail for free. Well, it depends if the judge lets you, but you know, usually. So I mean, I think even if she gets charged, it'll because she is apparently mentally ill, she won't really get much time.
That's what I was gonna say. In the beginning, when we couldn't figure it out, I got Ancestry, because like the UK, you can't, like Julie said, you cannot find out anything. You can't records request. You can't do anything like that. So I remember thinking and talking to Jennifer and you guys and just being like, how do we even know this is her real name? Like, I don't believe anything at this point. So my ass got Ancestry.com and I started like looking, right? And that's
so
how
funny.
I did though, like, and that's how we found out that, you know, she had an aunt that did something horrible to her child, like, because we confirmed it was her real name, and like that's really all we could ever find on her, no matter how sloopy we got. Like, that's it. We could never find any records or anything. I think we figured out, and I don't even know how accurate this is. Jennifer Falk, I think, is the one that figured it out, that Nat had lived in an institution for a while, which makes sense. Like, if you think about it, and when she got out is when all this stuff started. Like, I wish I could remember the details on it, but you know, it's so long ago. But
it was like an assisted living type area, like place that she was living in.
Right.
Yeah, because I was due phoning up and reporting her, but she don't live there anymore.
Salute, true teller. Hello. Yeah, Jennifer did get a lot of info. She really did, and that's why I think she kind of got framed. Because remember how well, that was Katie Joy being stupid, pretending like she knew what Jennifer was doing, but really she didn't. Like, and that's the thing, man. Like, I saw Katie Joy taking all of the this is good day for me. Like, there are plenty of other people who got the wrath of this girl. It's not just you, Katie Joy. Like, she's such a selfish individual. I can't even with her. Ugh.
The thing is, though, I will say as well, is people are like, oh, why is Katie complaining? It's like, well, you've got to remember, no matter how much you dislike Katie Joy, I can't stand her, and I agree. She did make it about, she will make it about herself, but let's be honest, Katie, out of everyone, was probably the worst affected, in the sense that they were trying to frame her for the things, well, Nat was trying to frame her for the things Nat was doing, so she was getting the blame for it for a while. So, I mean, she was a victim of Nat, whether we like her or not.
Oh, definitely.
So I think people need to calm down a bit when they're like, oh, why is Katie complaining? Like, oh, why is Katie saying this? It's like, well, what do you expect?
Yeah.
Like, you can be an awful person and still be a victim of a crime.
Yeah, two things can be true.
Exactly.
Waxy, I sent you a link on Instagram. I don't know if you got it, but if you want to come up, you're more than welcome to too. So Lucy says Nat's public Instagram showed she had done the exact same thing before to other people, yet she still believed that it was Katie. Yes. And
see, I've never been able to verify that the story with her psychiatrist was true. I tend to believe it, but you know, my friends are always like, proof where it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So
LMN, I believe I don't think we know that for sure yet. I believe that Element was involved. To what extent, though? I don't really know. Do you guys?
In my opinion, she was
the hatred of Katie got a little bit too far for some people.
Yeah, and Dottie, let's be honest. Dottie apparently helped edit a non-existent video. Little Miss Noble, you know, Dottie was messaging Chode Hogg saying, please don't basically talk about Little Miss Noble. So, I mean, makes you wonder.
Sorry.
Entertainment purposes only.
I honestly just think a lot of people's hatred for Katie just goes way too far, and they will believe and do anything as long as it makes her look bad.
Exactly.
It's blind hate. It's like Dottie said she saw the video. It's like blind hatred where it's
well, and then you have Tina talking about editing the video.
Oh, Tina said that?
Yeah, somebody's got the screenshot.
I thought it was Dottie that...
No, Dottie did too, but there's a screenshot where Tina's talking about it.
Well, I thought Tina didn't know how to use her computer, remember?
Tina was talking about editing it so she could put it on social media, which to me makes no sense. Why wouldn't you take it to the police? Why would you edit it to put it on social media?
Exactly. And then I got a DM earlier. Sorry, I'm just trying to do 10 things at once here. But for those of you who don't know, Nat's name is taken out of my chat, so you can't write it. The comment disappears. Just, I'm trying to fix it. But I got a DM earlier from somebody who is very well informed on this whole, Nat Saltz thing, right? And they said that it's been about 3 weeks since the UK, the West Midland Police or whatever they're called, were trying to find Nat. She had an arrest warrant apparently out for quite some time. And every time they went to her house, they couldn't find her. And I guess, according to this person, this went on for 3 weeks, right? So for 3 weeks, this girl had to have some kind of inclination that this was coming, right? And quite a few people knew about it. Now it makes me wonder, right? When I heard that, okay, when I heard that, I said to myself,
Sorry, could you repeat that? I missed that. Sorry, but what did you hear? Sorry.
Somebody told me, who's on the inside of this whole Saltz Nat thing, right, that for 3 weeks they were searching for Nat, going to her house, trying to, she had a warrant out for her arrest, I guess. Oh, wow. So it makes me wonder if some of these other people got wind of that and tried to rectify whatever unsettled business they had with Nat and befriended her to make sure when her ass got arrested, they wouldn't get snitched out. Have you? I mean,
oh wow!
3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks, and this person knew about it. Why wouldn't other people know about it?
Oh shoot!
I mean,
yeah, that's bombshell, right?
Yeah, everything's kicked off in the past 3 weeks. Like
Did you see where they were like, actually 2 days ago we denounced Nat privately in memos to each other, so we were still right.
Oh my god. Why write a Dear John letter to tell Nat not to go in your chat? I'm sorry. That confuses me, right? Why write a Dear John goodbye, my lover letter, being like, right, Nat, I hope you get all the help you need, as if she's going to listen. And don't come in my chat, but you can comment in my videos. Like, I'm sorry, that's one part I don't get. That's sorry.
Yeah, this person said, it took about 3 weeks to find a 400-pound woman with fire engine red hair.
400 pounds.
Yikes. So Black Clay Record says, question for all you gorgeous ladies. What was the turning point for all of you to show your faces online? I feel like it's a crutch with people like this. Why did I show my face online? Well, I had some crazy girl who back when it was only my voice and not my face, a crazy girl from my life who's a crazy psycho. I won't even say her name, but anyway, she's like, I know who this is. This is AZ. Blah, blah, blah. She blew up my spot, right? So I was like, oh, hell no. She ain't going to be the one to tell the world who I am. So then I came out and showed my face. That's how it started. I didn't want to. I kind of had to. But that's how I did it anyways. That answer your question, I think. It's a crime.
I have always shown mine. I've always gone under my name and showed my face, and just not tonight because I have an eye issue and nobody wants to see it.
So I think you're talking about Nat Black Koi Records. I think that's what you mean. And to answer your question, out of the 40 videos this girl made, she only showed her face twice. And I think she did it to give off the vibe, look at me in the eye, I'm telling the truth. Do you know what I mean? I think that's why she did it. But Stina says, hi, Stina, Nat's devices will tell who was involved and she doesn't need to say a word. True story.
Why is Stina on that list? Can I just ask that?
Because Stina's a bully.
What the hell? That is so, honestly, get a grip, Tina. What the hell did Stina ever do to you? It's oddball behavior.
I had a little meltdown about Tina on my Instagram. I don't know, not a fan. She tried to help Roadhog with me. She called me a troll, whatever. I think that the amount of hitting that they do for Steve is just weird. It's weird. And if that makes me a bad person, oh well.
I find it weird. But notice Roadhog wasn't in that list. Am I right in saying that? He wasn't on that list.
Oh, don't you know I'm a roadhog? I mean, come on, like Stina. I don't know why Stina was on the list. Poor Stina.
Stina's like the nicest person in the world.
She's a firecracker though. I mean, she tells people how she really feels, so maybe that bothers,
But she's
I
so
love
nice.
her
sister
tweets.
wives. That bothers the sister wives, I guess. I mean, it must.
No, but the thing is, Stina kind of was like neutral, and then Stina was like, "Do you know what? I'm sick of your crap," and was honest, and that's her a bully. And she put it that nicely.
And Roadhog was on the list, Julie, on the list that I had. He was.
Oh, the list you made, or Tina.
Sis Kate 100 says, "What happened to Element? Element, thanks for the stream. Does anybody here know what did happen to Element? She kind of just dropped off the face of the YouTube.
She's probably under a different name.
She was apparently messaging Roadhog, though I know that. That's it.
I hear a lot of people are protecting her. That's what I hear.
Yeah, and I think that that's true because the few times that I had said on my Instagram that I believe Element was involved to a degree, I had quite a few people like, "Oh no, I've talked to her. She's not involved." Like they're like adamant, and I'm just like, all right, then I mean, whatever.
I only had to hear like Nat's story once to be like, this girl's full of shit. There's no way Element was that close to her and was like, this is the real deal. Like, there's no way.
Element, remember how? Okay, I think it was your stream, Kay. How she was like, I never saw the red flags. Never noticed them. I mean, come on.
I know her stuff about. Oh, I just told her how to fill out the forms, but I didn't fill them out.
That's what it was. I told her how to report Katie to CPS. I told her how because she can't do it. She needed help. No, she didn't.
Yeah, I definitely believe she allegedly had an RO against her, so she couldn't say anything for a while. But it's gone now. So
yeah. Can I just say? Oh, sorry, a lady. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. As long as I've known Stina, she's always been super neutral. So for her to be this vocal lately, she feels very strongly about this. Clearly, and Shyla, I agree.
Yep.
And Lucy, I'm home. Listen, Lucy, okay? I love you, but listen, this girl tortured people. She made child pee.
I think she's
Katie in her lawsuits right now. Because this girl, we have been waiting for this day. We never thought this day would come. I apologized to Michael Saltz today on Twitter. I said, I owe you an apology. I literally did not think you would pull through, and you did. So you gotta understand that, Lucy. Like, wouldn't you be bothered if somebody did that?
Lucy's making a joke because I've seen her on Twitter reply agreeing with us. So I think she's making fun of Tina, hence the scissors.
Oh, okay. Lucy, I'm sorry.
Oh, do you know?
CJ?
Oh, sorry. Do you know? Sorry. Do you know Tina lectured me, right? Because, and I actually did take this to heart. You know, I really valued her opinion at the time. I don't know why, but anyways, I've made worse decisions. But anyways, she was like, "Oh, you know how I done when Katie Joy did a link, and I shoved my mum's face on it, and I was like, talk to Katie Joy, mum, it's a joke." She was like, "Oh, that's trolling." It's like, all right, okay, so what you all do is okay, but me playing a practical joke, shoving my arm on the camera is like trolling compared to what
you take stills of boogers up her nose like a normal person, Julie, and quit calling it to her live streams.
Let's make a stream about how she wiped her nose today with a blanket. Oh my god. No,
yeah. Like that time Tina called me to tell me that I was a good little subordinate for making friends with the black guy. Like,
see, the way she tries to tell other creators what they can and can't do, I can't.
I didn't even know who she was, dude. She was talking to me like I was supposed to know who she was, and like she did all this stuff for the community, and like it was weird. And I'm a weird person.
To get outside. She needs to go outside, take a break.
I'm a weird person. If I think you're weird, you're weird.
And does she really think that if any of these lawsuits come to fruition, the judge is going to be like, you know what, I should check and see if anybody on YouTube is talking about this? Like, what kind of pull does she think that us talking about Katie or not talking about Katie is going to have on a lawsuit? Is just baffling to me.
Exactly.
Listen, if people want to talk about Katie till the cows come home, good for them. I'm at a point now where Katie Joy makes me angry. She makes my skin crawl. She triggers the F out of just looking at her talk. I'm just like, oh, like I can't enjoy that. Therefore, I can't make content about something that makes me feel utter disgust. You know what I mean? These people, hey, go for it. You want to talk, if that's all you want to talk about is Katie Joy, go ahead. That's all I did for a long time. I'm not gonna like hate on you, but I hate how they're like, get back to the point. Like, do you guys remember like a few months ago someone came in my chat, was like, why aren't you talking about the lawsuits? And that's what Lucy means. I think now I get it, Lucy, by the way. Like, why are you distracting from what?
Well, they all kept saying that. EKC, like anybody that would tweet something, they'd go, don't you know Katie's in a lawsuit?
Yeah, and the world goes round. There's other things that happen, you know?
I'm expecting to be subpoenaed as a character witness any day because I've tweeted about it at least 3 times now.
That's why when Irish Badass was like, I think you're a little too invested, and then Tina ran away crying because it was the truth.
That was true. You'll need to go into witness protection then, Stacey. But yeah, like
Todd Chrisley had something to do with Nat getting arrested. I mean, it was only a week or two since Nat messed with Lindsay, and look what happened.
I don't think he had anything to do with it. Listen, I don't know if you guys remember back when Nat went way over the line with Saltz and did the swatting and the horrible emails. And remember, Saltz said, I'll go to the ends of the earth, I'll get her. And I was like, oh, she just messed with the wrong one.
Yep.
So I always thought he would. I mean, I had doubts along the way, but that always stayed in my mind that he was like, I will go to the ends of the earth to get her.
He made a promise, he did, and he followed through. I'll give him that. But there was a lot of stuff he did that made me not believe in him. Like, he would tell Charlotte, like, oh, it wasn't that, it was from a hacking farm. Bro, there's no hacking farm. Like, you just saying that so she wouldn't blow up Nat's spot because you needed her for your declaration. Like, he lied about certain things, but that's what lawyers do. Whatever, he needed her. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But, like, that's why I was like, this man's a liar. I don't believe him. But, like, he made it happen. So, you know, it is what it is. But he did put a lot of tidbits. Like, do you remember? I was actually looking at the screenshots a little while ago. Do you remember when he was like, telling Katie Joy, like, oh, Katie Joy he was basically saying Katie Joy was hacking Nat, like what? Like, you don't know that. Yeah, hacking farm from India, exactly.
I remember I used to read this stuff to my husband. He's like, no, that did not happen. I'm like, yes, it did.
You cannot make this stuff up.
But I don't think Chrisley had anything at all to do with it.
It does sound. It sounds like a Lifetime movie, and God bless whoever writes the script because it's so complex. There's so many layers to this story. It's like I was trying to write a description for this video, and I was like, "What? Where do I start? Like, how do you start?"
Thumbnail was Chef's Kiss. The thumbnail was Chef's
like that?
Kiss. Yes, 10 out of 10.
Yep.
Thank you.
11 out of 10. There, I bet you, Stacey.
But stitching, to answer what she's saying, yeah, the feds are the ones that got her. Whatever, but I don't think it would have happened if Saltz hadn't stayed on it like he did. I do think he had to stay on it and on it and on it.
Shelby says, did you hear about Todd Chrisley being blackmailed and having an affair with his male accountant? I'm surprised KJ hasn't been screaming from the rooftops. I did hear that somewhere.
KJ can't because she's in the lawsuit with him. She can't say anything.
That must be driving her nuts.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
Yeah, Saltz's primary duty is his client, right? And I've always said that, like, as long as Addie talks true crime and trials. You're the girl from the freaking Law and Crime channel. You're the moderator. Hey.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Go out the red carpet. We got the Law and Crime moderator up in his house.
Yay.
3 million
Sorry,
people.
I thought they played my video, but they didn't. So I just want to give a formal apology to Law and Crime Network for bad chatting you. Sorry.
I feel like someone famous just walked in. Hey, Addie. She knew me in the when I was watching the Johnny Tep. I'm like, you know who I am? You know who I am? You know me? We have somebody else here. We have somebody else.
Addie.
Oh, you remember? Thanks for becoming a member, Addie. Yeah, Addie is a freaking moderator for the biggest channel ever. I don't know
Addie, can you give Johnny Depp my phone number?
She got connections. Hey, Uni Rock.
Hey, everybody. Good to be here. How are you?
Hi.
Good. What do you think of all this, Uni Rock?
Oh, it's pretty crazy. I know that you, I saw that tweet you put out, that, you were talking about Saltz and stuff. And I actually agree to an extent. I'm torn back and forth with him. Sometimes I think he's cool. Sometimes I think he's like a plant. I don't know, or like a spy or something, but I don't know, yeah, he's a lawyer. So he's a different thinker than all of us, but no, it's crazy. Because you were saying the twists and turns are like a movie. It really is. It's a movie you can't write because it's crazier than reality. But hey, it's happening to all of us. So
I still think it's going to be a Netflix. Hey, did you guys see EKC's title for her live she's getting ready to do?
Oh God.
Oh no. Should I be scared though? Because she likes to put me in her title sometimes.
It says Tina from and EKC finally telling you what happened and why.
Oh, geez.
Oh shit! What? Okay.
Is that clickbait?
It sounds like Cloudy with a chance of gaslighting, but cool.
Exactly.
Are they going to tell us how they became sister wives, or are they going to tell us what we want to
Oh
hear?
no.
I
Did
want
you
to see
see,
the rings.
Steve was asking the serious questions about you, Unirock.
Oh, I know. I actually just did a Twitter space about that. Yeah, he was saying that I hindered, I guess, the investigation. Crazy, right?
You must not have been talking about it correctly, because according to them, that's what can affect a lawsuit, is what we were saying on Twitter.
Oh yeah, they've said that about other. I remember when Nick Rakita started to blow up, they were saying the same thing, that LawTube could affect the trial, and I'm like, but the jury isn't going to hear any of this. Like, what? Yeah, he did accuse me of that. And I mean, I've been honest the whole time about what happened between me and Saltz and the FBI. And they like to make that into a joke. I think it's just their way of coping with what's going on. I don't understand why they act like they do, but yeah, I mean, in case any of you didn't know, Saltz put out a tweet long ago in the beginning and asked to talk to me, and I think he said he like tweeted, I'd like to talk to Unirock or something, and it's on his timeline, and I ignored him probably for like 3 weeks, and I can't remember what made me finally message him. Something happened. Somebody was doxxed or threatened or attacked or something, and I went ahead and got a hold of him. I talked to him a lot up until maybe after a few months went by, and eventually he had myself and a guy named Negative Exponents, who's like a computer kind of guy, and we had to sit down for a good, it was at least 2, 3, 4 hour, depending on when they started it. It was a total of like a 4-hour conversation, 5 hours, but at some point he started recording us and it got submitted to the FBI. So, that's what happened factually. It may be why he's saying it. It's the only thing I can think of why he says that, just to be honest with all of you guys. And I've said this on my stream, but what I said to the FBI was, and to Saltzy, because he was there, they recorded it, just like this kind of thing we're doing right now. I just told them, I just answered their questions. So I didn't bring them any claim. All I did was answer what they asked me, and present, if they asked me for a clip or something, or a tweet to back it up or something, I gave it to them. So, I don't know how the truth negatively hinders anything, but yeah, that's what happened. If
That's
anyone
just
wants
Stevie and
to ask
Steve.
about it, exactly. It's just drama. He doesn't like me. So.
Did you hear what I said a little bit ago about how they had been looking for Nat for about 3 weeks before she ever got arrested? And then I was talking about the timeline of certain people, just suddenly sticking up for her. Did you catch that?
Yeah, no, I didn't catch it because I actually had to take a bath really quick before I came in because I was working out. But trust me, I'm not getting buff or nothing. I'm just trying to stay healthy. But So So 3 weeks they looked for. How could they not find her? Do we know? Or
apparently, according to this person, they missed the girl with the fire engine red hair for a
Yeah.
good 2 weeks. They went to her house and kept trying to get her, and they couldn't find her. So and so Saltz and other people had known about this for weeks beforehand, and it makes you wonder if other people did too, and why they would care to suddenly, be nice to her.
Oh yeah, I have my theory. People hate me for having it, but I still hold it. It's my opinion, and I back it up with the evidence or the logic behind it. But it makes sense. Excuse me, it makes sense. Anything else though that kind of like we didn't know about? Is that it? Just that she was evading for 3 weeks, or is there anything else there?
So that's it. That's all I know, and I can't help but wonder who else knew that she was about to get arrested. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
definitely. She was just in my live chat. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I've got a question for you. Is your workout regime chihuahuas chasing you?
I couldn't hear you. What was it?
Is your workout routine chihuahuas chasing you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I'm running. Yeah. Oh yeah. Jogging, running. I'm fast. I'm like Team Star.
There you go. That's a good way to keep fit.
I hate chihuahuas. I'm not a fan of chihuahuas. I don't like little barky dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, chihuahua. Yeah, that chihuahua would always attack me.
Is there some kind of inside joke that I'm not aware of?
Yeah, I was a partner with Periscope, so I was like verified on it because I streamed there so much. And I had this little like series of events that would always happen for years when I was streaming on Scope, and there was ghost roosters, and then there was a karate chihuahua, and it was a mess. But there was a gang fight between these cats and these squirrels, but it was very entertaining. But no, Periscope shut down and I stopped doing it. It sucks because I missed it. But yeah, karate chihuahua, he was pretty crazy.
They're wee ankle biters, so no wonder you were running.
EK is going to EKC's stream is about why Tina shut down the Facebook page without a freaking clue. That Facebook page was like not anything special anyways. I didn't understand that whole
Ooh,
alert.
Man, if only we had talked a few times. So that Facebook page was actually infiltrated by an archiver, by a troll, a real troll, not like these trolls that go around doxing and doing all that, like someone who makes sure that the internet never forgets. So they pulled the entire log of it and made sure that it was public. And the things they said and did in there, that's why they closed. We know why they closed it down. I'm sure they'll give a different excuse, but they did a lot of really bad stuff in that group for some reason. Near the end, in the beginning, it was cool, but in the end, it got bad.
Well, I talked on Instagram about how when I left that group, I was only in it for like not even a week because it just was useless to me. Nobody was talking. Like I hated Facebook. Like I was just like out of there. But when I left, Tina was like, "Why did you leave?" Like drilling me. Like there was some kind of like underlying reason of why I left. I'm like, dude, I just didn't need it. Like, and she was like, but you could tell me the truth. And I'm like, that is the truth. Like, I don't need it. Like, it was weird.
That's come out. A lot of that's come out recently. There's a lot of people. We just talked to someone who had a few of their friends and them showing DMs where they were being interrogated like you just described for either retweeting something, liking something, or leaving the group, taking a break. And, many of those things, like similar events like that, tracking people, influencing people's behavior. That's why I call them a cult. And I know a lot of people get mad at me for doing that, but I feel that there's too many instances where they do those kind of things, that's with me.
See, when people hear the word cult, they think like people dance around a fire with skulls and, capes on and like fires, making chant noises and shit. Like people don't understand that a cult is like literally people who influence other people to believe in what they want to believe in. Like,
well, the thing that got me to commit, the thing that got me to commit to calling them a cult was the sex parties that they had when they met up. But that's a different story for time. But
no,
yeah.
Like Claire's
now,
this
is not my claim. I have video clips of them admitting this now. I'm not saying Tina and them, but others that are in the group. But
wait, I actually have a genuine question. So, you know how you spoke to Michael Saltz? Didn't. So you're saying you didn't mention like Steve, Erin, anyone like that, you were just answering questions that he was asking you?
Yeah, the only I'll tell you everything if you want to know. It's a little boring, so stop me at any time. I'll tell you everything that came out about anyone that you want to ask about. Steve's name came up only when doxing was mentioned. He asked me if I'd been doxed, and I gave him the clip of Steve doxing me. He did it on a live stream with his friends. And it came up with, we also talked to Saltz about a completely different situation. There were two things we were talking to him about, kind of. It mixed together slightly, and we made sure, he knew that. Steve's name only came up then, and it only came up in relation to a guy named Red's Rhetoric, who the whole fraud raiser situation, I'm not going to go into it because I don't want to ramble, but that's the only time he came up. And his name only came up if there was a clip, if there was a tweet or something that fit what Salty was asking for. So that's pretty much what he got from me. He came to me and said, he had watched some of my Periscopes and then some of my YouTube videos and wanted, further clarification. He wanted more details that I, didn't put in the videos because they were, useless, but, he wanted to know certain things. So it was a lot of useless talk. Yeah, but if you want to ask about anything that me and Salty talked about, I'll tell you everything. You're just going to have to ask me questions about it because it's hard to go through it. It was a lot
of people want to know about that. You should probably talk about it on a stream or something. Like I've seen so many people ask questions around that.
Yeah, I'd like to know who was brought up. Like, who was brought up. That's what I'd like to know.
Yeah, definitely. I'll tell you everybody that was brought up. But now this is my memory. So again, there's a good thing about this. And I've got it all recorded. It's just that a lot of people probably haven't seen it. When I talk to Saltzy, every time I talk to him, either if it happened late at night, it would be the next day. If it happened during the day, it would be in the afternoon, after I ate, took care of the kids, whatever, did a stream. But I always went to Periscope, and Periscope still exists. It's just Periscope posted the videos to our Twitter timeline. So you can scroll back. Now, I'm not asking anyone to, of course, and no, I don't make any money off of it. There's no ads. Periscope shut down, so all I have is the archive. And you can watch the videos where whatever I talk to Saltzy about, I talk about on stream. The problem is I made a rule before I really started to use rock a lot for these kind of things, and a little just to keep a little bit of it out of the streams because we were covering a lot of other subjects, that I wouldn't put a lot of that on YouTube. Now I did summarize it on Unirock too, but I post a lot of junk. I stream a lot, so a lot of people miss some of the things I put up. So, but anyway, yeah, if you want to know who I mentioned, so Saltzy was looking for basically who was threatening, sending spoofed emails, doxing, and at some point, I can't remember if it was from the beginning when I started talking to him or if this happened during it. At some point, he was looking for people who had spoofed his pictures of his kids. You guys know about that, so I'm not going to bring it up, but you know what I'm talking about. Also, people were basically like trolling him. So they were trying to go to social media and mess with him. Everyone saw some of it, right? Where there was like a Rose. Now I might be wrong, but about the names, but it was like a Rose account, and these other accounts popped up, and they'd say really nasty stuff, Saltzy or Katie. Remember that?
Yep.
So anyway, he was looking for all of that. So he came to me. He asked me what my relationship was with Katie, and I explained the entire. I'm pretty sure he asked me that probably because he wanted to build the timeline of what Katie was doing because he was representing Toddy, who was suing Katie. So he wanted to know my relationship with Katie. And just, he had questions about streams me and Katie had done. I remember he asked me about specifically a stream on Periscope. It was me, Katie, and a guy named Kyle Curtis. This is why, actually, for people that don't know, the reason Steve hates me is because I didn't stop talking to Kyle or Katie when he told me to, and I criticized him. So anyway, we three were streaming. He asked me about that a lot. And if you want to know about that, I'll go there. The thing he asked, his questions about me and Katie's relationship. But to answer your question, there were people in the community. We had been tracking the fraud raisers before any of this happened. And fraud raisers is just my name for, a fundraiser where someone lies to the community, tries to get their money, is deceptive. And when you do those kind of investigations, of course, the people who are trying to protect their monetary scheme are going to attack you and they're going to dox you. Now, ironically, several people who were doing that to people from a community called the GDC and people from the non-sect community were being doxed and threatened and attacked by people who were involved in current day with the Toddy lawsuit or Katie's previous ROs or Katie's lawsuits. So basically, the only thing that I gave Salty after I talked to him about Katie and I's relationship, we barely talked about anything else. Later on, he had contacted me and basically said, "Hey, we have nothing that will keep the FBI interested. We have nothing that will, they're talking to me." This is Salty saying, "They're talking to me about downgrading me." Now, I'm going to say this completely wrong because I know nothing about the FBI. This is my only time in my life I've had to interact with them. And I deployed to Iraq and I was in the military, never met an FBI guy that I knew of. But anyway, so he came to me and said that if he doesn't have something, then, something to go on, some clue, something, some tie together, he was going to be demoted from where he was, which now I'm going to say this wrong, but at the time there was these certain kind of threats and certain things that were happening from the SOC accounts that the FBI had given Salty a more advanced or a more intense access to the FBI. If I recall, he said that they give him more people, like he has a better or like a task force that has more FBI agents, better FBI agents, more time, more energy is given to Salty at this level that he is with the FBI, but it was going to be demoted. So he was going to go down to where he used to be before all these threats happened. And I told him, I said, Salty, all I have for you is what I see, what's happened to me, what's happened to other people. And if you want to talk about that, we can talk about it. So he said, fine, I got nothing else to do. He was kind of defeated. He was way different than he used to be because Salty's like a jokester when he talks to you, when he talks to me, at least, he tries to be like one of the guys, I could tell. And he's very friendly. He's very personable, I guess I'd say. So when this happened, he was really depressed. He was just different. But anyway, I gave him my entire fraud raiser, thing only with the people that had were involved, the people that were involved in this whole mess who were attached to the fraud raiser situation. One of them was named AT2, and it's not the one you're thinking of. There was this dude, yeah, his name's AT2 Productions, and I know I'm rambling, so I'm going to shut up. And of course, Steve, because he did dox several people, and he's, got all these things that people say about him. I'm not going to bring up because then he'll just about me for hours. I don't want to hear it. So, but exactly. Yeah. But I mean, yeah. So that's all that came up from YouTuber wise, like people with channels or people that you guys would know. And unless I brought up certain names like Sean Hufford or Red's Rhetoric or something, which there's no reason to even go into that. Yeah, I mean, if anything comes to my mind, I know Nat came up. Of course, Nat was the first thing I said to Salty. Actually, I just remembered this before, and I swear I'll shut up after this. You got to stop me from talking. I'll talk forever. So I remember at one point I told Salty, when me and him had kind of finished the whole Katie thing, he was talking to me. He's like, "Do you have any idea? Do you have any opinion? Like, what do you think?" And I'm like, "Me? What I think is," and I said this on stream, so this can be fact checked. What I'm about to say, you can go back and listen to my stuff and fact check me. I'm not lying. I said to him, "You're going to find out that the person sending these threats and the person who's doxing and the person who's harassing, like going farther than just some funny trolling, will be connected to the same doxers in some way. Like they'll be in the same friend group, in the same community. I did tell him that, and that was just because, and I go into more detail in the past if you want to find the stream, but it was because of the methods. The methods being used were identical. We had just watched this all happen right before, during like, let's say 2019, from like July or April, May, June, July, from like July on to September and October, we just watched almost the exact campaign that we were seeing around the Toddy suit, but in a completely different situation. And that's why, of course, it's just logical when you investigate these things. That's just how you draw. You put them up on the board like the dude from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and you draw a bubble and you draw lines and you try to figure it out. But yeah, if anything,
it's hard to figure it out, like to draw a line. Like Waxy says, "Hi, Waxy." By the way, I forgot.
Oh, is Waxy down there? Hey, Waxy.
Hi, Waxy. Waxy, you believe this? Well, while we're waiting for Waxy,
I was talking and I was mic'd. Sorry. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Rex.
You
It's
believe
good
it,
to
Waxy?
see everybody. I'm
It's good to see
overjoyed that it's finally happened and that we can finally maybe move on. This has been a long time. So I'm looking forward to new days.
Will we be able to move on? I hope so, but I feel like sometimes it's just the beginning.
I'm so confused. Is the NK arrest legit or was she framed? NK, Nat Kennett was definitely arrested, and she was not framed. and I'm not a detective, but I'm an internet one, kind of, sort of. And she was definitely arrested. So, yeah. And rightfully so, man. I mean,
how would she be framed? That's
I can't wait if that's what people are going to say. That'll be interesting to hear their theory there.
Well, Nat admitted to a lot, so it's like you can't frame someone that's confessed.
And this is what I mean by, like, she's a victim of Katie Joy, she's a victim of this one, a victim of Steve, victim of this one, right? And that's what she does. She uses her mental disorder to hide behind it. She'll say, I admitted all that, but like, I wasn't in my body. I was somebody else with my DID. I in my system, and there's always an excuse. Like, she'll sit there and talk about how she takes responsibility, but she never actually really does. And that's the frustrating part, right? And I'm just so thrilled because every video she's made, like the last 20 anyways, she's been like, well, I'm still here. Catch me if you can. I'm Gingerbread Man. You know what I mean? Like, so,
My God.
That was Salty's problem, He was facing a really, I'd say, almost impossible scenario. And, him, at some point he thought Nat was innocent, though he wasn't dead set, is what he told me.
He wanted her to be innocent.
That's what I was just going to say.
Yes, you're on it.
I don't think he believed it. I think he helped spread the narrative that like she was innocent because just at least while he needed her, right? But who takes a declaration from somebody you don't even know in another country? Anyways, I'm gonna kind of judge you for that.
No, I'm with you. I'd love to figure that out.
That's why I got so invested in it, because I'm like, how do we even know that's her real name? We don't know, but now we know that. But like in the beginning, I didn't even believe that was a real name.
Yeah. Well, the only scenario that I can think of, he is suing Katie, and these people that are approaching him were giving him incredible stories, because if you read Nat's declaration and the other declarations, those are incredible stories. If they are true, it really would help Salty put the pressure on Katie to do what they need her to do. So, right. I mean, that's my only theory, but I still think it's like a shotgun blast theory. Are you really going to hinge all this money on just like grabbing anything out? I wouldn't think a lawyer would, but who knows?
You see this, Uni? Lola Lala says, Steve is streaming with EKC at midnight going over all the emails Unicorn sent him, I guess. Oh, Unicorn, meaning meaning Nat. Okay, I saw Uni and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I think
different Uni.
No.
And I just want to clear up one thing, which is kind of silly, but I want to clear it up. Because Aaron keeps telling everybody that I received emails from Nat. I have never received an email from Nat ever.
Why
So
she
we
keep
can-
saying that then?
We can make it clear that that never happened.
Well, that's Kay, right? I'm just glad you did that stream because it was ingenious. Because you took a community and a climate where there was this like chamber built where people were afraid to hear certain people, and you just opened up a stream and let people in. And I think that's what led to all this, honestly, because it got it all shaken out, you know? So you did a really great thing with that.
And before anybody in the chat starts saying, well, how come like when people like Nikki try to let Nat on the panel, it's a bad idea, but Kay did it. It's because we didn't know anything then, and we wanted information. Like what's so hard to understand about that? Like now we know better.
Nobody knew.
Now we know better.
My big thing that night was to keep Nat talking because we wanted to get information, right? So it was like keep her talking. We didn't know everything. And see, now Aaron says, oh, we knew everything before that stream. No, we did not.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
She might have. She might have.
Yeah, she might have, but none of us did.
Aaron.
That's a lie. Belinda Paul says, Aaron said everyone has continued to be in contact with Nat. Who's everyone? Who?
Well, hold on. Maybe she's talking about her friends. When I do that, when I say like, yo, everybody's talking to Menace, I just mean the people around me. Maybe she's saying that her friends. I don't know.
Maybe.
Well, I did have an Instagram call with Nat, but it was because she asked me to phone her through Instagram, and she put her she showed her face. I had mine because she's scared. Well, I don't want her to see my face, but anyway. And she was trying to frame my Jessie because I got a death threat that I thought was from my Jessie, but it was actually from that. But she was really trying to frame him, and I was trying to record it, but it doesn't let you screen record Instagram calls. But that's the last time I've spoke to Nat, and I've never got an email from her, as far as I'm aware.
So TT says, if Erin knew everything before that stream, then why did she keep communicating with Nat? That's exactly it. Exactly. And why does she keep making excuses? It's weird. At the very least, it's weird. And then Anaya says, it sounds like Erin may have something to hide if she's projecting like this. And, whether you love EKC or not, right, you got to admit that lately something has been off.
Oh, yeah.
Put my head in the stick. Go ahead. Dance around the fire. It's fine. I'm telling you, something doesn't feel right. And
aside from what she's done to me, because I can kind of take myself outside of it because I'm old. Like she likes to keep reminding me how old I am. She's acting so odd in her last few videos. It's like a different person. It's not even like her. It's so weird.
It's not her. It's Tina.
I got a feeling.
Did you see that she's like her defense of everything where people are criticizing her for is that happened so long ago as she's pressing play on a video from 2019 to watch for the 800th time.
Exactly.
It's Tina. I'm telling you, dude. It's Tina. Erin, and people are going to hate me for this too. Erin was such a better person before Tina came in and started taking over her panels and taking over. Now look. That's Tina, not Erin.
I wonder who's behind Tina. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
I always said something changed because I just always kept my distance from Erin because we have so many subs that like us both, or we did at the time. So I always just left it alone. She left me alone. She always used to say, well, Kay did stand up for me on that stream, and I'm glad she did that. And we just let it go. All of a sudden, she's coming after me months after, coming on my comments, going after my daughter. It was so weird.
That was really bad.
Right? And no offense to you, Waxy, when I say this, right? But I get why she was peed off with Waxy when you said, Kay, no, Nat said that Erin wasn't involved, right? And then Waxy said, no, Kay, or something. And then, so I get why she's angry at Waxy. Not to harass her or anything. I just mean, I get the frustration, but I just don't get the frustration for you. I don't get why you needed to put up a disclaimer because it wasn't coming from you, Katie Joy, and like things like that. Sorry. I mean, I think, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of more shifted to you, and I don't really get why, because you did stand up for her then,
I think it's because I wouldn't bow down to him. I wouldn't. If I would have bowed down to him the next day when Steve was going after me, this would have been a whole different story.
Yep.
But I refused. I was like, no, it's going to stay.
Yep.
Everybody.
That's why we're here and they're there. That's why there's this divide. It's like they're like, you're either with us or against us kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've always been respectful of Erin too. Like, I've never like shown her hate. I've side-eyed the shit out of her, but I've never like, hated the lady. I want to like Erin. Let me make this clear. I want to like her. I feel like Tina has taken over her brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, this is how I see it, right? And, I've had that blind loyalty myself with questionable people. So I just kind of think that's where Erin is. And it's kind of, maybe it's running in with her own morals a wee bit. Because I think if you take Erin outside this community, right, you would, and you go out for drinks with Erin, you'd have a great time. She's a nice person. But I think this community kind of warps minds. And this full it's us against them thing, I don't think it's fair that people are kind of putting that on anyone but Tina, who made the stupid list. Stacey made a parody list. It's like they were the ones that started this.
List is nothing more. All that list is, I'm glad you brought that up, Julie. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but if I don't say this, I got to get it out. Listen, all that list is it's Tina saying, hey, you know what? I don't like these people. And if I see you interacting with these people, then, you're not like on the inside. That's all that is. It's literally like, we learned this shit in 3rd grade. Like, these are the people I don't like, so you can't like them either. Like,
I think it was also a call to action. It was like, go after these people.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
No, but we were accused of doing that with our parody list, and what Tina was doing was a noble cause. She was just pointing out troublemakers.
Oh my God! Like,
I was like, you can't make this crap up.
Perfect example of how they act. Perfect example.
Well, you got to ask yourself what's behind it, because if we're all just being honest with each other and talking, sharing our opinions, and discussing things based on evidence and based on what others say, putting out what we think, there's no need for this hide and protection. I think there has to be something that drives them as a group. And this is why I hold my opinion. If they stopped doing all this stuff in an instant, my opinion would change. But for years they've done this. They lock themselves in and they exclude anyone, like anyone. Like, so I remember saying this a long time ago, like, they hate me. But the minute any of you criticize them at all, they're going to put you in the shit list. And I ironically think that's what that list was, them putting everybody that's bad on the list. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Kind of like the ones that brag about like being the OGs. Like, I'm sorry, but like, what are you bragging about there? Like, we've hated someone longer than any of the rest of
Well,
you.
that's what Tina did.
I know.
Talk to her. That's what she did. Like, and she spoke to me like I knew that already. I had to let her know, like, I'm sorry, like, I don't really know who you are, and like,
you know who I am, kind of thing.
Yeah, like I said, I was a good little subordinate. Like, it was weird. Anon says, the tighter a person becomes with S. McCrae, the weirder they become. Is that a coincidence? Are there coincidences, you guys? Is Unirock really that crazy? Like, if you pay attention, there's too many little things. Too many little things that can, at the very least, make you go, this doesn't feel right.
Well, I am crazy, but I'm a good crazy, I like being different. Though, I'm not lying. I'm not evil. And anyone, and I've tried to prove this, I let Erin walk right in the front door of my show. Anyone who's attacked me or had a problem with me, if they want to talk to me and they haven't doxed me or gone after my kids, that's the only time I draw the line. I'll talk to them. I'll sit down and talk to them. I'll try to see eye to eye with them. I'll hear them out. So if you, for some reason, think I've lied about something and you want the proof that I'm telling the truth, if you want to see a clip, you want to see a tweet, I challenge anyone just to approach me. You know, I'll do the thing they won't do. I'll communicate with anyone and show them what's going on, what drives the opinion. Anyway, I'll shut up.
Sweetheart says, seems like our boy Buddha was right on the truth thing. Little something to bling out your hard drive since we're past the dodgeball now. Well, you were the one that helped me bling out the dodgeball that time. Thank you for that, sweetheart. You're a doll. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you. Speaking of my hard drive, like I need to get a better computer because this RAM on this one is struggling. And StreamYard's the worst. I need to figure out another system here. But thank you, honey. Thank you.
I can help you.
Yeah, that'd be great if you could, because I'm a lost cause.
Have you used a thing called browser called Opera?
No, I use Chrome, and that's the problem.
I'll hook you up. Opera has a RAM limiter so that you can make sure that you put your RAM where it needs to be. I'll talk to you about that later. That's boring stuff.
Yeah, thanks. I need that because Chrome is a hot mess.
Yeah,
Waxy, is there anything else you want to say, Waxy? I feel like we haven't let you talk, and like you're a big part of this. Like, how you feeling about all this?
Is it on?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay, I'm sorry. Well, it's been a long, 9, 10 months, whatever it is now.
It's been 490 days.
Yeah, 490 days, yes. And there's so many different people and so many different moving parts to understand all the dynamics. It's been difficult, and I know that I should have spoke up a long time ago. It did take until just recently for me to be able to be, I guess, strong enough. Kay is a big reason for that. To see her be so strong to go on Nikki's stream that day and be able to speak her truth to Nikki like that, and Nat was sitting right there. It's like, okay, I can be as strong as Kay. And I had a couple talks with a couple of friends, and I guess that's when I've started to come back. Is I do know that I have things I'd like to say, and I also feel like some people, and it's not going to be the people that think they deserve an apology, but I do owe some people apologies. I have attempted a couple of times, but I can do a better job on that. But what happened last summer, I was already being attacked. I was already being, it was so bad. And so I didn't know, I'd never had that before. And I was trying to voice my truth. And it did go awry, and I see that. But to have Nat not have a device anymore, that is a really, really good thing. Now, if it can stay that way, well, we can only hope. But, I wish Charlotte was here tonight, only because this somewhat of a celebration, I guess, or sort of maybe. She should so be, a part of it, because
I even threw that out. I threw that out in the beginning. I was like, I would hope she would come by, but
sure,
because in a situation like this, like I, just like on K Street, I'd be willing to put it aside because you guys dealt with a lot, at the end of the day, and I'm happy for both of you, everybody that was involved. Well, actually, I owe you an apology too. Like I should have came to your rescue, but I was too busy dealing with some swine who was trying to ruin my life, and I should abandoned him and helped you. I'm sorry, I didn't. I'm sorry.
Oh, honey, you're fine. You and I are good friends. Okay. You don't need to worry about that.
All right.
Sorry, guys, I need to pop off, but I'll be watching and I'll be in chat. Okay, it's getting late here, and I need something to eat.
Oh, I bet.
All right. Bye, Julie.
Bye, Julie.
Bye, all. Thank you. Adios, amigos.
Can I ask Waxy something real quick? Does anyone mind? Hey, Waxy, I want people to kind of, and if you don't feel comfortable saying it, it's perfectly okay, but I want them to know, how, threatening and nasty and just, even if you just want to tell how you felt, but, how, weren't you scared and weren't you getting a lot of threats at that time?
Yes. Yes. Very much so. And it was scary. And, until you have it happen, I don't think you can appreciate what would happen, how you would handle it. And so the first thing I did was I took all the crap to my attorney, which my attorney is a business attorney, not an internet attorney, but he has a friend that was willing to look at it and just basically, you know, be careful out there, you know, and I guess that's what I chose to do. On top of it, I got burnt. The day after Kay's stream, I burnt my face really bad.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah. And so I was dealing with that. I didn't want to be on camera. I wanted to talk on camera. And then it just got the things that were, I was accused of. You'd have to play all day hard and do a lot of manipulation to say I said these things. And, you know, I didn't. And you can hold it all day long and put it in front of me and show me. Many people have asked, where did WOACB say that? Where did WOACB say that? Well, there's been some new things in the last month that I've heard out of some of the people's mouths. Interesting. Oh, maybe it wasn't WOACB. Yeah, maybe it wasn't. And to have to face that right away, to be accused, you know, I could have owned what I did, but I couldn't own that I was accusing people of these terrible crimes. And I knew I hadn't said anything like that. In fact, I'm going to say this too, and Kay probably should, you know, you can correct me, Kay, if I don't have it right, but that night, nobody there was talking about who knew or who made CP or death threats. That night, we were still in the realm of the declaration. Did anybody help her? Were they supportive or were they more than that? We just had the Dottie thing, the LMN thing. Last we knew from the officials, it was an internet host farm that had done it, nothing from the UK. So I don't believe anybody, and that includes KJ, was saying these people made these CPs or the death threats. And it's only been, what, 6 months ago we found out that she was behind the CP.
Did you say that you were looking into who helped Nat make her declaration?
No,
right?
Well, we were questioning. I mean, I know a couple of the other people were too.
I also was. And I think that's why you got attacked so hard personally. I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you.
Well, that's okay. But yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't get to Kay's stream. I was over at AZ's stream. And Jennifer Falk was private messaging me saying, I just was with Kay's stream to help clear my name because it had just happened that KJ had attacked Jennifer. And so she was so excited to have her name cleared. And so Jennifer was talking to me and we were going to go over to Kay's stream when AZ got done. And so by the time I get to Kay's stream, it's 4.5 hours in. I'm only in the last hour. And all I knew is we were trying to get as much information to understand who or what could have been talking with or helping Nat in any way. Maybe we would have found out nothing. But in that night, it's really, really a gross miscarriage here that you would take what you learn in November and back it up and say, we knew that in July. Well, we didn't know that in July. And I'm really sick of these people saying that about us. Yeah. It's been, yeah. So you got a bunch of people misconstruing what happened. That if you watch Kay's stream, that if you are lucky enough to see the chat, you will see that audience, which I forget how many you had in there that night, Kay, but it was a lot.
It was a lot.
A lot, yeah.
There was
with one mod.
One mod, yeah. Ooh. And you were asking for help about something, and KJ wouldn't help. Oh, slow mode, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Katie thought I was joking. She thought it was a
Yeah.
joke. It was not a joke. I was so green at YouTube, I didn't know how to put slow mode on.
Well, I don't think I still do, so you're ahead of me.
I've been
Yeah.
I just feel bad, Waxy, because I've been around YouTube for a really long time, and I've seen 100 communities have these kind of issues, but this is by far the worst threats and the worst attacks and the worst lies. They just literally lie on you so much that I don't know. I could ramble. I'm not going to.
Well, I really appreciate your support, all of you, actually.
I just don't know how anybody can dislike Waxy. Like if you have a lot of nasty things to say about this woman, there's something wrong with your head. I'm sorry. Like
you're evil or something.
You drew conclusions off of information you had. And the way that it got twisted is mind-boggling. It's just not fair.
You could see a lot of gaslighting was happening.
Yes.
A lot.
It still
and
is.
People believe it or they don't. But
Yeah.
I think I pretty much said what I wanted to say, but a big thank you to the different people that have been there for me this whole time. There's lots of you, and of course there's some of you that I kind of stayed back, and I feel bad. One of the apologies I owe is to Kay. I'm gonna cry.
Oh, don't cry. Don't do that.
I'll try not to, but
no,
Kay,
you can. It's okay. We're your friends.
I should
Let
have
it
been
out,
there.
Waxy.
I should have been there for you, Kay.
Oh.
I really
And I
mean
should have
it.
been there for Waxy.
I don't know why they attacked
out
you.
of everybody here how hard it was, because the gang stalking was out of this world.
Yeah.
And see, so many people think that, oh, well, they just messed with you right after that stream. No.
Oh, no.
It went
Still
on and
goes
on
It
to
never
this
ends.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't stop. It never
Let me
stopped.
check for just a second. This thing that they won't tell you about what I've done over years, and it's all out there, so they can't deny it. I try to figure out, that's what my channel does, and that's what we do. We try to figure out who is doxing and gang stalking, and we try to figure out, when someone lies like this, we look at who it benefits. Who is the person that gains from doing this to you and Charlotte when it happened? And then we just sit and we put everything together with nothing but public stuff, and then we talk about it. And doing that alone is dangerous enough for them to do what they did to you and Kay, because that's what you and Kay were doing. Nat's testimony didn't make sense. Katie debunked certain parts of it, like some fake pictures and fake DMs that were in it right away. You guys had found, I won't go into it now because it's just, change the subject, but you guys had found massive discoveries that explained what was going on. And a group of people were so terrified that the community would know that they went at you like this and threatened your children, came at you. And I'm sorry, but now that's not all, because when we figured out who was benefiting from it and who is allowing this to happen, because there were people involved that wouldn't call out the people that were doing this to you. They would hide things. And when we called them on that for doing this stuff to you guys,
we can't hear you, Uni.
Uni, are you underwater?
I'm sorry, my phone's getting low. Either way, though, that's what we do. We try to figure out who's doing this stuff, and then we talk about it. That's why they hate us too. But I'll try to get connected better.
Yeah. When they do it, it's okay. But when we do it, oh my God, we get put on a list, and all hell breaks loose. But Aussie Trisha says big hugs for the beautiful Waxy. Thanks, Aussie Trisha. Hugs back. The truth never changes. Ain't that the truth? The truth never changes. Never fear the truth, like Johnny Depp says.
I don't think that's sweet even in the chat. That's got to be a troll.
It has to be a troll, yeah.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Waxy, I'm sorry that we ran you over in the beginning. I did want to let you say.
Oh, that's okay.
this has to feel really good for you, you know, that there's been some form of justice. And I can't wait to find out, like, what the next step is, like, is the court date, all this stuff. Like, I just hate how the UK doesn't let us on the inside, like here in America, you know?
Yeah, like, what is she going to be charged with? And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm very curious.
Saul should have given us that. I actually just went and checked again. That's why I had Twitter pulled up. I was like, did he even list like which one it was? And I'm sure he knows. I'm not saying he doesn't, but he didn't like list it. But
yeah, I asked someone from the UK why he did that. I guess when you in the UK, if people put things out about a case, it can affect the case. Dr. Fiona Robertson's from the UK, and she stated that. So that could be why he might be going to give it to us when he can. But yeah,
okay.
It does.
Well, yeah, everything's different. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. That's a good point. But everything is so different. Yep.
Yeah, that's just what she said, though. So
yeah.
Either way,
information.
You're right. We just want to know the truth, and it's all the drama that just keeps clouding it. I'd love to sit down with anyone out there and just get their side of the story and get to the bottom of things. But there's a lot of people that are stopping that from happening. I just don't know why. I think the community should
ask yourselves why.
Yep. Why and who does it benefit?
Well, you said that EKC has been changed a lot in the last few days, right? I wonder.
Last couple months.
Yeah.
Well,
but she's amped it up in the last like few days, but yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm wondering if Nat being arrested is going to cause, you know, I said, oh, keep an eye on people that were out there defending Nat so much over the last few years and getting in the way of the truth getting out, because they're going to probably have some panic attacks and flip out due to Nat's devices being, because Nat didn't have, there's no way for Nat to delete anything, just so everybody knows. They'll be able to subpoena Twitter, and Twitter will just hand it over. They've got divisions that work with the police now. Once charges are filed, they'll get everything. So the truth will come out.
Yep. It takes a while sometimes. Trio Monkey, hey, blog master Mick Flex does a little harassment to achieve redefining atheism, and everyone goes nuts. Sarcasm. I like how you added the sarcasm part since I didn't get Lucy sarcasm. So thank you, Trio Monkey, for letting me know it's sarcasm. Oh boy, guys, thank you so much for coming on. Does anybody have any final thoughts?
Well, my phone's dying, so I hate to jump first, but I really like talking to all of you, and I hope we can all sit down and talk some more.
Thank you for having me on, AZ.
Yeah, no problem. My pleasure. Somebody is locked out of my house right now, so I do have to run. But Stacy K, Julie, thanks for coming on. Waxy, I'm so glad you got to say your piece, and thank you to the chat for showing up. Everybody smash that like. Don't forget to ask yourselves why. And thank you for coming. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.